Hello everybody, evidence for you here. It's been a while, I know, about a month I think. Most of us here on YouTube have other obligations to tend to. You might have heard some weird things from people like G-Men that because me and others don't make videos frequently debunking their stupid claims that somehow atheism is dead or something. I don't know. Me personally, I've been working my ass off for quite some time now. That aside, I wanted to make a video about the infamous Matt Slick. I've shortened a 2-hour hangout to expose the hypocrisy of Bible-thumping wingnuts hangouts with Matt Slick. Matt Slick poses like this know-it-all Christian superhero or something. But in this short demonstration you will see that both him and Bible-thumping wingnut and Matthew 4:19 is constantly interrupting the callers who joined their show, muting them, kicking them out of the hangout, or simply laugh or mock the people who join. Let's take a listen.
Is Chad Wald in the house? I see him in the house. I don't know who that is.
Hey, Hogtie, how you doing, buddy?
Hello.
Yeah, there's Chad Wald. Hey, what's up?
Jasmold. Hello. I'd like to engage with Matt Slick for a little bit. I'm an atheist, and I was wondering if you could follow me on a little thought experiment here. Right?
All right.
Here we go.
I'm going to come to you and tell you I am the one true God. The God that you believe in and the Bible are the lies of the deceiver.
I'm tempted to not only mute this guy but boot him. I mean, seriously. I'm an atheist, so let's go. All right, now I'm God. Seriously, atheist.
Let me
Come on.
let's hear him
As I
out.
said, this is a thought experiment.
Let's hear him out for a little bit. But make it quick, because what you're describing has already occurred. But go ahead.
Yeah. So, I tell you, I'm the one true God. The God that you believe in and the Bible are the lies of the deceiver. Why do you believe his lies?
So that last statement was that you're the true God of the Bible?
No, I am the one true God. The God that's mentioned in the Bible and the Bible itself are the lies of the deceiver. Why do you believe those lies?
How would I know you're telling me the truth?
Because I'm the one true God. Why
How do I
would you
know?
question the one true God?
How do I know?
Because I've revealed it in such a way that I am the one true God.
You're not
So
answering
you
my
now have
question.
to justify God and the Bible without using God and the Bible.
Wait a minute. I'm trying to understand what your position is here. You're saying that you're the true God who says the Bible's not true.
Yep.
And what's your question about that?
If I am, in this thought experiment, if I am the one true God, and I tell you the God of the Bible, yeah, that you believe in as the one true God, is a deceiver, and ask you, why do you believe his deceptions, what is your response to that?
Well, by definition, if you are the one true God, if the premise is true to begin with, then I'm obligated to believe what that one true God said, right?
Yep.
So then
But
you would
you-
agree there's a principle of obligation that we should always believe the one true God.
Matt Slick, could you please, once in your life, answer a simple question straight up without dodging?
Well, the point is that you
Wait.
say that you...
Is that not true? Is that not what you're appealing to?
No. The point I'm making...
Wait. You're not appealing to the very argument you're using?
No. You're asking me if that was the argument that I'm using. I'm saying it's
It is
not,
your
and then trying
yeah.
to.
You said if the one true God appealed. I said, how would I know? Well, then we got into utter discussion. I told you, if it were the one true God, I'm obligated to believe in the one true God.
Okay.
That would be the one true God. And you agreed. That means you agree there's a principle that we ought to believe the one true God.
If a God exists, yes.
Yeah, well,
Wait, you
said,
just said that's who you are.
yeah, you said you're taking a position.
The point of this hypothetical is you now have to justify why you believe in your God when I've just stated that he is not the one true God. What makes you so sure that your God is the one true God?
Yes. Why would I do that if the one true God came in? Why would I? Are you saying that the one true God reveals himself and I still choose to not believe in him? And now you want me to justify why I do that?
If a being came to you,
stop for a second. What you're doing is you're saying the one true God appears. I don't believe him. I have to justify why I don't believe in the one true God.
That you don't believe that being that came to you and said they're the one true God is the one true God.
You realize what you're asking?
Yes, I do. I just don't think you do.
So. You want me to argue why I would continue to not believe in the one true God if the one true God appeared.
What I want you to do is to justify if a being came to you and said, I'm the one true God, yeah, and the God you believe in, yeah, is not the one true God. Yeah.
Then
how would you justify that?
In the one true God.
Well, how would you tell them? How would you tell the difference between them? Me saying I'm God and the God of the Bible saying He's God. How do you tell?
You're the one who said He revealed Himself as the one true God.
No, that's what you say about your God.
Okay, we're going in circles. This isn't working. Look, I work with what you say. Then you move the goalposts.
I'm not moving the goalposts. I'm just trying to explain where the goalposts are.
Really? So
the one true God. How do you justify your God as being the one true God? It's a simple enough question.
Why don't you just ask me that one? How do I justify that the God of Christianity is the right one? That's what you want me to do.
Yep.
Oh.
But there is a reason why I frame it in this thought experiment. Because you can't just say the Bible claims.
I can't? Wait. The Bible claims it reveals the one true God. I can say that.
Seriously, Matt? What is this? Kindergarten?
Notice I couldn't say that. I just did.
Argument.
I'm sorry, what?
That's not a great argument.
Wait a minute.
Kellogg's say they make the best cereal. Does that mean they make the best cereal?
Chaz, you're not thinking, buddy. You said, I can't say it. I did say it. Then you said, that's not a good argument. I didn't say it was an argument.
I gotta ask, Matt, are you deliberately playing stupid?
And Hitler made great arguments for why Jews should be killed, and people followed him, so great arguments aren't necessarily the right thing to follow either, are they?
Well, thank you, Matthew, for that very enlightening information. Now when you had your 10 seconds airtime, you can go back to sitting quiet again.
Chaz?
No, he made arguments, doesn't necessarily make great arguments.
You're not being logical. You're not thinking these things through.
Oh, no,
I am. Showing you.
Okay. How can you know that the God of the Bible is the one true God?
Because He revealed Himself to me.
How did He reveal Himself to you?
On my knees when I was 17 years old, the very presence of the holy being of the universe came to me in such a way that I had no other option but to acknowledge and believe who He was.
The very presence of the holy being of the universe came to visit you when you were 17 years old. Perhaps in a state of depression, on your knees maybe, wishing someone was there. Ring a bell, Matt?
How do you know that wasn't a deceiving spirit? How do you know that wasn't Satan?
Because He revealed Himself to me in such a way that I knew that He was the only true living God.
But couldn't Satan also do that? Couldn't Satan also trick you? It says in the Bible that Satan tricks people. God sends spirits to deceive prophets. How do you know that you weren't deceived?
Were you listening earlier when we went to the issue of the transcendentalism and the laws of logic and the consistency of the mind and the abstract concepts? Were you listening?
I was listening, but I'm asking you that question.
Then that's my answer. It applies here as well. I already went over it. I'd suggest you get the podcast, listen to the first issue in the argument, the Transcendentals that went over with Mike, and you can study that, because that'd be my response. The nature of the transcendental laws of logic are abstractions and transcendental and they're absolute. They cannot emanate from a mind that is a lying mind. Only the Christian worldview can provide the necessary preconditions for intelligibility by positing an absolute transcendent mind who does not lie. That is consistent with Christianity.
Okay, but Matt, can I ask you a question?
You just did.
Kindergarten.
Okay, can I ask you another one after this one?
Yes.
Does Satan deceive people?
Yes, he does, because you're deceived.
Okay. And is it possible, yeah, that the person you believe came to you as God could have been Satan coming
Nope,
to you to deceive
not possible.
you? How's that not possible?
Because it's not. I know.
How would you know?
I know.
You just know. That's it. You just get to claim, I know.
Yes, I can. Watch. Ready? I know.
Unbelievable.
But that's not an argument. You don't have any
I
evidence
didn't say it was an argument, now did
to
I?
provide
You
your
asked me.
claim.
You asked me how I know. I told you I know because I know. That's it. I had an experience of God.
Okay, how do you differentiate
I don't.
that experience from a false experience? How do you differentiate a being claiming that it's God to you from being God?
I'm
And
not
being,
here. What, Chaz? I'm not here to justify my experiences to you. I'm not here to justify every single thing I say to you.
But you are here to explain your position to the ones calling in, right? That is the whole point of the hangout, isn't it? A dialogue between believers and non-believers.
What you are doing and all you're doing is asking a question about everything I respond to. That's all it is your technique is. You probably learned it from someone like, let me finish. You probably learned it from someone like Dillahanty. He doesn't let me finish.
I think he's a bit of a ponce.
Okay. All you're doing is questioning. How do you know this? How do you know that? How do you know this? How do you know that? How do you know? How do you? And I get to the point I say, I know because I know. How do I know? I know because I know.
I know it's frustrating for you, Metzlik. You simply cannot justify your own position. And what's worse, there is no way for you to know that your experience was valid.
What do you want me to do beyond that?
So essentially, Matt Slick, your point boils down to that you had an experience, yeah, that you know is God just because you know. You have no evidence or justification outside of what is essentially just an assertion.
Chaz, the evidence was the experience I had.
But how do you differentiate that from a false experience? You could hallucinate.
Because it wasn't false, it was true.
How do you know? A hallucination appears real.
Because I knew it was true.
You knew it was true?
Yes.
How did you know that it was true?
Chaz, are you married?
Yes.
Do you love your wife?
Yes.
How do I know you love your wife? How do you know you're not deceived? You're not self-deceived about loving your wife? How do you know? Come on, tell me.
I could be. That's the thing. I'm willing to accept.
So you are saying, does your wife know that you might not really love her? You're saying that you could be deceived about loving your own wife?
Yeah. I'm a fallible being. I can be wrong.
Wait a minute. Wait. So define for me what love is.
Emotional pair bonding between two organisms.
So you don't know if you even have that with your own wife?
I assume that I do.
So you assume, Chaz, but you don't really know. Have you told your wife this?
Yes, we've had this same conversation before. You see, a lot of you try and go to this one for, I don't know, some sort of shock value. I don't know. But here's the thing. You say you had an experience. You don't know whether or not that experience was real. You don't have any justification. Of course not, because you don't have anything.
Chaz, stop. All I can do is tell you what I've already told you. I can't go beyond it.
Which is that you had an experience you believe was true, but you have no justification for it being true.
Can you mute him? Can you mute him?
Yeah, he'll mute himself.
Mute. Just keep quiet for a second, Chaz. Look, I'm not here to justify every detail of my experiences with my Lord and my Savior. I don't answer to you. What you're actually asking me to do is move outside of my own experience realm, outside the realm of God, and know all things to know that it was a true God. What you're actually asking is the impossible.
No, that is not what he's asking at all. If you had paid more attention to what he was actually arguing instead of interrupting all the time, you would have known that he's asking you to differentiate between one experience of a God to another experience of another God. And you cannot. And that is why your experience is neither evidence for any of us or to yourself.
Do you realize that that's what you're doing? The best you atheists have, the very best that you have, is to ask me to do the impossible and then say, because you can't do the impossible, Matt, see, I can't believe in your Christianity. Do you see the ridiculous position that you're requiring?
I'll demonstrate it for Chaz. Chaz, have you ever had an experience that you know to be true?
No, I have experiences I assume to be true. As I said,
No,
I'm a fallible being.
So
I can be wrong. I can be misled. My
Chaz,
brain can misinterpret information.
Chaz, okay, answer the question. Have you ever had an experience you know is true?
Oh, come on, Bible-thumping nutjob. He just answered you. He said, no, I've had experiences I assume to be true.
No, as I said, I have experiences I assume to be true.
What about the experience you just had about answering the question? Was that true or not true?
I'm not sure he was ever here.
Destroy him, God. Okay.